I'll be installing a pair of these SS3 pods from Diode Dynamics. I'm really excited to be sharing these with you guys because if, like me, you're on a bit of a budget, but you'd like to get something that's not just a super cheap Amazon purchase, this is a really nicely designed, nicely engineered, and nicely built light that still is significantly less expensive than some of the name brands you often see on people's rigs. Well, I was blown away by how much light I got from this inexpensive aux beam light bar. One of my concerns was that in snow, rain, or fog, it would essentially be unusable. It lights everything up that's right in front of you. So I knew I wanted to get something else on the front of the car down low to help in some of those inclement weather situations. Also just to get a different angle of light on the trail to help illuminate everything. I opted for a yellow lens on these to help with rain, fog, snow.
The SS3 pods are available in two power levels, Sport and Pro. I'm testing the Pro model on the Forester. The pods are available in a range of configurations to fit various mounting approaches, and there are multiple options for their unique front optic depending on the light pattern you need. I've opted for the driving optic, but you can also choose flood, fog, or spot. While I'm mounting mine on my grill with ADF's SH Forester grill light mount, these are an ideal size for mounting to your ditch light brackets. There are also mounting hardware kits for retrofitting the SS3 into your factory fog light location for a super clean, understated install. One thing I really like about the way these lights are built is that there's no wire that goes down through the housing. There's just a plug that plugs in here. So there's not a weak spot where water can come in. My aux beam light bar, on the other hand, as you can see, the wire goes right in. There's a little rubber grommet here, but it's definitely a weak point. And it's right here at this end of the light where I'm getting condensation or moisture inside.
I installed these on March 20th, and it's now, as I film this, May 21st. So it's been 2 months, which in Western Oregon means lots of rain, and there is no moisture at all inside of these things.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of the wiring because every system is going to be different. The way you wire up your lights may depend on if you already have an existing harness set up, or if you purchase a harness from Diode Dynamics, or if you're tying it into your car's high beams or something like that.
This is the basic independent circuit I'm using. I prefer this approach as it leaves the car's electronics untouched. While I'm comfortable doing my own electrical work, I'm not really qualified to give you a how-to on this, especially as there can be many variables. There's ample information available on the internet to help you figure out the wiring strategy that makes the most sense for your rig. Improper wiring can damage your car or cause injury, so please do your homework and make sure you've got a solid understanding of how to proceed. Alright, I've got my wiring complete and I'm ready to install the lights. The included mounting hardware is nicely designed, feels sturdy, and after 2 months sitting in the rain, isn't showing any sign of corrosion. The SS3 pods are wired and mounted, and I want to test these out the way I'll be using them, out on the trail at night. So I'm headed up into the nearby hills. Now I just need it to get dark. Alright, as with all of my light tests, I've got the camera on manual so that it can't automatically adjust to the amount of light. We are at ISO 5000, I'm at a 60th of a second at f2.5. So what I've tried to do there is sort of more or less replicate what I can actually see on the camera. So that is my high beams, just for reference. There's my low beams, but obviously if you're driving down a forest trail in the middle of the night, you're gonna have your high beams on. That's what I get. Now here is what I get when I add the Diode Dynamics SS3. That is a lot more reach. There's a little fog, cloudy up there, So it's actually sort of blocking some of what we see. But let's see what it looks like driving. Okay, we're out of the clouds. We'll run a comparison on the same stretch of road here. So here is driving with the high beams only. Okay, same stretch, but with the Diode Dynamics SS3 driving lights in yellow. There is no question that I can see much, much better. Here are those two clips more or less synchronized to make it easier to compare. What's striking is how much further down the road I can see. It's really extending my vision significantly. Suddenly, my high beams don't seem so high. Here's another stationary comparison on a longer stretch of road and without the clouds getting in the way. Low beams, high beams, then I'm going to add the Diode Dynamics. That pushes us way, way further up the road. I can see up all the way around the corner there, whereas with the high beams only, I can't even tell that there's a corner. There I can see that the road is going to bend. Here's a look at that drive-by side by side. Well, I gotta say, I am thoroughly impressed by how much light comes out of these very small pods. With the driving optic very precisely placing the light where it's needed, these SS3 pods significantly increase how far down the road I can see. The build quality seems to be superb, with a very well thought out design, and I love how you can choose from a wide array of configuration options when you order your lights. As far as I can tell, they seem to be in a performance class that is on par with certain brands costing twice as much or more. Diode Dynamics did provide these lights for me to test. However, like all my reviews, you are getting my honest and personal impressions. I actually looked for something to dislike about these, but so far I haven't found anything. They're not dirt cheap, so that could be one downside if you're on a tight budget. But they're not ludicrously expensive either, while delivering performance and quality comparable to far more expensive brands. I hope you found this video to be useful in some way. Thank you for watching.